Lecture topic: Grieving for Good.
Yesterday we spoke about the remorse and regret that should be there in the heart. In the Quran Sharif, Allah Ta'ala mentions two responses, two categories. The incident is lengthy, but the ayat of the Quran Sharif refers to on an occasion when there was a need for the Sahaba now to go out in Jihad. Some didn't have any means. It was a very, very long journey and they had no means. They wanted to go. They came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they requested some assistance to be able to also join. But at that time, even Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was unable to help in any way because there was nothing available to give them. So Allah Ta'ala describes this situation, how they responded in the Quran Sharif. Allah Ta'ala preserves this for us. وَلَا عَلَى الَّذِينَ إِذَا مَا أَتَوْكَ لِتَحْمِلَهُمْ قُلْتَ لَا أَجِدُ مَا أَحْمِلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ. That you excused yourselves, that you have nothing to give them. So what was their reaction? تَوَلَّوْا وَأَعْيُنُهُمْ تَفِيضُ مِنَ الدَّمْعِ حَزَنًا أَلَّا يَجِدُوا مَا يُنْفِقُونَ. They finally had to turn back and go, but they left in a way that their eyes were flowing with tears. Out of what? Out of grief that they did not have something to spend to go out in the path of Allah Ta'ala. This was so beloved to Allah. Whereas now this was a very valid reason. It was something that completely excused them. It was something totally valid for them. It wasn't anymore that they are committing any wrong or they're going to be taken to task for this, they're going to be accountable for it, because they were unable to go. But despite the fact that they were totally excused, they still had this extent of grief of not being able to join Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and go out in the path of Allah Ta'ala on that occasion. And then further now, the next category Allah Ta'ala mentions, إِنَّمَا السَّبِيلُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يَسْتَأْذِنُونَكَ وَهُمْ أَغْنِيَاءَ. That the issue is with those who, despite having the means, they are not wanting to join you. رَضُوا بِأَن يَكُونُوا مَعَ الْخَوَالِفِ. Now they made some excuses and they were happy to stay behind. They were happy to stay behind. What the end result of this became, وَاتَّبَعَ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ. Allah sealed their hearts. Now this is the comparison. On the one side, those who had a valid reason, really excused, but still grieved over what they didn't manage to do, though they were not compelled to do it. They were excused, but they still felt the grief that we couldn't do this extra good. And on this side, there were those who were happy to be behind. They were happy to stay behind, meaning happy to be not doing the good. So what became the end result? The end result, their hearts got sealed. Now, this is the lesson that we need to take to heart. A person sometimes maybe is a valid reason for not having been able to made his salah with jama'ah. He was sick, for example. So now because he was sick, he couldn't make it. So he's excused. But he still has to have that grief in the heart that I couldn't make it. Though he's not accountable because it was beyond him. But it's not that he's happy about it. That's fine. No, or somebody, some other situation, whatever it might be, he didn't manage to do something. So he didn't manage to do it. If it was something not compulsory on him, he didn't manage to do it. He's not going to be asked about it. But he should have that sorrow in his heart that I lost out on this. Like how somebody got left from something was being distributed, some very delicious treat that was distributed, he somehow got left behind. He was somewhere else. When he came, he realized everybody got something, he got left out. So he feels some grief in his heart, whereas it's not compulsory to have that treat. But he feels like lost out on something. Now, this is on the level of something he is valid, excused. And a person deliberately doesn't do what is necessary. He's trying to duck and dive out of, for example, making his salah with jama'ah. Allah forbid, he's even trying to duck out of salah itself. This is where does this fall now? رَضُوا بِأَن يَكُونُوا مَعَ الْخَوَالِفِ. Person is happy, na'uzu billah, not to have done what was necessary. Happy to have remained behind from doing what is right. That becomes a very dangerous situation. Allah forbid, person continues in that manner, then the heart gets sealed. Taba Allahu ala qulubihim. So one is to make the effort to try to do the good, and to do more, and to do even better, and never ever to be happy about being left behind. Even in those things that may not be compulsory, if it's something that somebody else is doing, mashallah, some good, we didn't manage to do it, on the one hand to feel happy for that person, and to feel that sorrow for ourselves. Never to feel, well, I didn't have to do this, so it doesn't matter. I didn't have to do it, but I should have tried. Or if I didn't manage to do it, I lost out. I should try next time. That is the mindset which we have to develop. And that is what Allah Ta'ala loves. These people were excused, but Allah loved their reaction so much that they turned back with such grief that their eyes were flowing with tears. Allah Ta'ala preserved this in the Quran Sharif for us as a lesson. Allah Ta'ala give us a tawfiq.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।